Fernandez, we have Brianna, and all three of them are very calm in the arena. We have gone the first round around the arena. The judge say the whole thing. Today's steer judge is Kyle Dadson. He is a graduate of Fresno State. He also raised show pigs on the side. He's married to Carol Dadson, who also put time and effort into our custom boards for this junior livestock show. And yeah. All three steers seem to be very calm this morning. Our judge is walking around, getting a fine view of all three steers. Again, this is market class for the Showman. For steers, we have 3 market steers. Good morning, everybody. Our judge will now be speaking on behalf of these steers and what he has to say about the market.
Well, first off, I think you guys need to give the individuals responsible for making this deal around.
Again, that was the champion, the reserved, and the third placer for the steers. For the third place steer, we have Brianna. For the second place steer, we have Julia. And for the first grand champ, we'll have Justin Hernandez for market. In this class, we have 8 FFA members. We have 1 independent. All in the last class for the bigger hogs today. Alright, the judge is ready to put his input and place these pigs. He will place all 8 market
Well, bigger
hogs.
clap to start.
Alright, we now are bringing in the champion of champions, which is the first and second place of every round. First round, second round, and third round. First and second place. So from the first round, we have Jackie Ramirez and Isabel Magana coming in. Jackie was first, Isabel was second in the first round. For the second round, we have Robin Fernandez and Olivia Perez. Robin was second and Olivia was first. And for the final round, which was the biggest round, we had Blake Bradburn in first and Mia Pacheco in second. We now have 6 pigs in the arena. 5 will be Hampshires. And we have 1 Yorkshire. Stepping in, again, 6 hogs in the arena. This is the champion of champions, and we will be getting our grand champ and our reserve grand champ out of these final 6. Our judge here is taking a wide look around the arena. We again have 6 showmen in the arena, 6 hogs. He's looking for just the right one. Again, this will be the champion of champions. We will have a grand champ and a reserved after this round is over. Alright, from our 6 hogs, we have our final 2, and our reserve is going to be Olivia Perez, and our grand champion of them all is going to be Blake Bradburn. Give it up for Blake Bradburn. And the other 4 will be going back to their pins.
Will this work in there?
I think so.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pika, get Jackie. Get Jackie.
Well, let's congratulate these three individuals for a really quality job in the beef showmanship venue. I've got them placed 1 to 3, and we'll talk them first all the way down to third. And young lady to my left, your guys is right facing you. She's going to go ahead and be first. And with showmanship, in my opinion, it's really about making the animal look its most natural form in the quickest and most efficient manner, and she does just that. There was not a time I studied that steer in terms of placement, whether it be his body or his legs, that he was inaccurately placed. If you notice on the profile, she walked that steer right into place, did not have to touch his legs whatsoever. So what that tells me at home is she's put in the hard work, she's put in the effort, and that steer's transitioned beautifully in terms of being a very, if you will, fundamentally correct showmanship steer. So congratulations to her. Young man that puts himself in second did a good job in terms of ring presence, in terms of eye contact. Maybe a little slower, if you will, in terms of getting it set up. A quality job, and I think we need to commend him for that. Just speed it up just a little bit in terms of foot placement, you'll be right there. The young lady that finishes up in third, really quality job. We really talked that steering class, and again, a high quality steer, not to keep putting her in that third hole, but if you notice when we walked from the rear view when I was studying and they snaked back around into the profile, the two individuals in first and second did one thing different. They pulled themselves to use the whole ring. So that'd be my suggestion to you is, even if you're leading that, snake back around and then go back towards the panels and use all the show ring. That way the judge has a better view of that animal. But all three of you guys, phenomenal job. I hope this project was beneficial to y'all, and hopefully you guys come back again for next year. But congratulations to all three. Good job.
Commentate real quick. This thing is so slack.
Showmanship. You see right here, she's telling him to back away. She's not going to stay.
Live
The
thing.
pig is chewing on Robin.
Okay. Take the wheel.
Okay, again, we have 5 showmen in the ring today for our first class of market of hog showmanship. These 5 showmen are going head to head. We have 3 that are driving close to the judge. The judge has already spoken once to the showman, explaining that they need to back away, give him a little space to check out the cigar. We have 2 swine that have been driving this whole time. 3 swine that are on the outskirts of the arena. Showmanship class 1. We will have 2 more classes afterwards.
Oh, 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 oh. Dragon. Duking it out.
Let's go ahead and congratulate these 5 individuals. I believe this is called novice showmanship in the swine venue. And with that being said, obviously some things that we need to work on and change for the next year, but collectively as a whole, I thought 5 individuals that had a basic understanding of what needed to happen in the show ring and kind of pulled them aside. And the one thing that all of them were doing, in my opinion, incorrectly, just getting too close. 10, 15 feet away from the judge, even in an evaluation aspect on a market, in a market class, it's really challenging to study these individuals in terms of all the angles that they offer when that pig's right at the judge's feet. So my suggestion to all of them was kind of push back, and they did, and they listened, and I commend them for that. But some other things too is, the young man right here, when the pig stops, let's tap on the bottom side of her rib instead of hitting the back side of her leg. It's just more comfortable for the pig, and they understand what that tap means. Be like me taking a whip and hitting you in the back side of the elbow versus a nice gentle tap on the ribs. So just more cushion and padding. Eye contact for all of you guys was really, really good. And with that being said, I think we need to, break some things down. My style and my approach in showmanship is intensity, in the sense that I can tell through eye contact and body posture that individual wants to be out here. They need to keep that pig moving, and they need to be placed, not only the pig, but their body position as well too. So those are the 3 things I look for, and I thought there was a young lady that did that to the best of her ability and the best of amongst the 5. Young lady in the middle of the ring in the all-white shirt, she'll be your class winner, so let's congratulate her. After that gets a little bit closer, in my opinion, I think the young man working towards the corner now, he's going to go ahead and be second. Intensity definitely there. We talked about the one thing that maybe we need to fix in terms of tapping that pig, and I'll be quite honest with you. He taps that gilt on the underside of her belly. He may win this particular drive, but a really good job in terms of eye contact, in terms of intensity, and we talked also about pushing that pig off just a little bit in terms of 10 to 15 feet. Young lady in that yellow mask over there with the belted gilt, she's going to go ahead and be third. And I think when you talk about third, fourth, and fifth, it's really broken down just in terms of where they were positioned in the show ring. I thought the young individuals in fourth and fifth maybe just too far away from time to time. Young lady driving the Yorkshire didn't want to quite, that barrel didn't want to quite come in rock and roll. So young lady yellow mask will be third. Young lady directly here with the thin belted will be 4. And young lady with the Yorkshire influence barrel will be 5. Let's congratulate all of them.
one is over. With the phone. Or you can get a little higher on that. This is like not the way it's like.
We've got 2 heats in the showmanship, so we'll make these first 2 a little bit quicker, and still, with that being said, talk to kids and maybe give some suggestions in terms of what's to come. But we're going to keep 2, and it's the 2 young men directly in front of me in the middle of the ring with the belted barrels. I think in terms of eye contact and body position and keeping those barrels moving, they excelled this particular class in those regards. And with that being said, maybe some things to work on. And personal preference, I'm not a big fan of the hand behind the back. If you just drop your hand and walk natural, I think that's going to make you feel more comfortable, because I'm pretty confident you never walk down the sidewalk, right, with your hand behind your back, right? I mean, unless you're in handcuffs, and that's not a good thing. So, with that being said, is just let it be natural, let it hang, and I tell my kids, and I'm not sure, it's kind of an older school, if you will, technique. We don't teach it where I'm from, or with that being said, but just that's perfect, just like that. And again, personal preference, some people like it, some people don't. This particular judge, I'll ask you not to do it, but good job in terms of eye contact. Yeah, a young lady right there with the red-headed gilt. Obviously, the gilt not wanting to cooperate, and you could tell she's intense with that being said, but some things to maybe work on for next year and make that the next step is when that pig stops, is don't push on her with your knee, is work on the bottom side of her rib cage just to get her a little tap, get her going. I think, too, the reason she stops so much is you push yourself up, and she sees you, the peripheral vision of her, and then she stops. So if you work back behind this hip, we call this the stifle. Don't ever pass the stifle. Reach with your whip, and then that should keep that gill moving a little bit freer. Young lady there in the corner too, really intense, just placement of that pig. And then the young lady here and the young man on the far side, good eye contact. Just need to get that pig going a little bit more aggressive, I guess, in your overall showmanship style. But congratulate the 2 young men. They'll come back for our overall showmanship. Let's congratulate all of them.
All right, everybody, we are now starting Advanced Class 2 Showman. We have a total of 6 showmen in this class. This will also be our final class for Market Hogs today. This class will include Jackie Ramirez, Evan Martinez, Denise Tinajero, Jalissa Valencia, Chelsea Welch, and Isabel Magana. Again, this will be the last class for hogs today. We have a total of 4 Hampshires, 1 Yorkshire cross. I'm sorry, 2 Yorkshire cross in this class.
You did a good job
No,
though.
I didn't. Don't lie to me.
Not
Eli, you know how I feel about when you lie to me.
compared to someone who has little to no experience. It's a mountain of a lot better.
That was terrible. She literally. She does not do that. Someone. I actually had a chance this year. Such a loser.
Still have next year.
No, you think boys can only raise next year? He needs
Take some talking. Enough Starbucks will get you there.
No, he doesn't like me. The boys like me. Are you getting me? No, no.
All right, we are coming up with the judges' final
Okay,
words.
good. We're going to go ahead and keep 2 out of this particular class, and then we'll work them a little bit longer and harder. You guys can tell the pigs are getting tired. They know where the exit gate is. And just trying to speed that thing up. But I think there's 2 young ladies in this class that do a really good job in terms of eye contact and placement. The young lady to my left and the young lady right in front of me here trying to do the I can't read what her mouth says. Anyway, those 2 young ladies will come back, and with that being said, I think the other 4 individuals do good jobs in some things in terms of eye contact, but it just boils down to keeping those pigs going. Young man did a good job in terms of keeping that gilt in front of me, just too close and too complacent, if you will, in terms of where she's standing. And then the other 3, you can see them just there on the fence line. Pigs are getting tired, but with that being said, congratulate the 2 young ladies, and let's recognize all of them as they head back to the pen.
All right. Okay, we are now in the final round for market hogs. I'm sorry, showmanship hogs. There are going to be 5 showmen in this arena with Denise Tinajero, Alex Hernandez, Jackie Ramirez, Andrew Arroyo, and Annalise Arroyo. All 5 are Hampshires. And again, these are the first and second placers of the first and second class. And then we have our novice champion joining us. And this advanced showmanship to see who will get grand champ, showmanship grand champ, and then we also have showmanship reserved. We have 4 FFA members in the arena and 1 independent, who is the novice champion, Annalise Arroyo. She is joining for advanced showmanship. All right, these 5 Hampshires are getting a little out of hand, knowing that it is a hot day. It has been tiring few hours out here in the arena, and they're about ready to wrap it up as the judge takes his final looks at these market swine. This is the final round once again, which is why the judge is taking everything into account as he looks for his grand champ and reserve. He is now coming over to give his final opinions.
All right, let's congratulate these 5 individuals to making it to the final drive and really the final part of this little hog show. And with that being said, just some things and basic showmanship fundamentals. And again, showmanship is something that maybe doesn't read the same from individual to individual. So from year to year, you may get some different suggestions. But I'm pretty confident in saying that any showmanship judge you ask or talk to they want to see all angles of the pig. They want to see that pig come at the judge, go away, 3/4, side to side. And with that being said, I thought there was one individual that actually showed me all those different angles. From time to time, maybe got a little bit further away than ideal, but the chest floor, the rear view, that 3/4, side to side, and kind of mixing it up and really finding the holes. And the holes, by I mean, is some openings, right? There's big ring, not so many pigs, so you should be able to find that hole relatively easy. The young man in front of me will be first, and I thought he did the best job in terms of finding all those views and finding all those holes. And towards the end, you saw that barrel kind of drift away, kind of waiting to see how he'd handle it. Very calmly progressed that barrel directly towards me, went to that profile rear view, so I thought he did a really good job. The young lady right here is going to be second, and I'll tell you what, in terms of one that's being composed, because that gilt fought her quite heavily, and they're getting tired, and had a long day out here, but not once did she give up. And that barrel was in there, the gilt was in the corner, she brought it back. Gilt would go up there, she brought it back. And that intensity, from what I can see from the eyes up, right, because we have the mask on, but you can tell that intensity, that calm demeanor, she wanted to be here, and she stayed relaxed and stayed calm, and I think she needs to be committed to driving that gilt hard for a second place finish. Young man in front of me, he's going to be third, and very methodical, if you will, and calm in his overall presence. I'm one that likes that intensity. I'm one that likes to ramp up, if you will, our aggressiveness in the show ring, but he stayed consistent. And consistent, maybe too close to me from time to time, but I appreciate the suggestion I gave him, is dropping that hand, looks more natural, and I thought did a really good job. The novice is going to go ahead and be fourth, and I thought she did a good job for having to be out here so long. One of the individuals that was there, in terms of directly in front of me for a long period of time, maybe too close, just need to give more of those different views and more of those different angles. And then the young lady with the pink brush, the black and white mask, she's going to go ahead and be fifth today. Again, Gilt's fighting her, getting tired from the barrel, but she handled it well enough. Just get that barrel in front, drive at me more aggressively. Congratulations to all. I would again thank the sponsors, thank Mr. Flores for putting this on for you guys. Not many people are doing something like this, so thank you all. Have a good day.
Congratulations, advanced on Showmen. So in 5th place, we're gonna have Denise Tinajero. Congratulations. 4th place, Annalisa Arroyo. 3rd place, Alex Gonzalez. 2nd place, Jackie Ramirez. And your advanced Showman champion is Andrew Arroyo. So just before he gets out of sight here, thank you so much, Mr. Dodson, for coming in and sharing your expertise. He came from Atascadero, so it's quite the drive. So let's hear it for Mr. Dodson.